Hey folks, so it's been a bit of time since my last recording, but basically in the meantime I have realized that I've been doing something a little stupidly. Um, there's some research that I should have gotten done at the beginning that I don't have yet, and that research is construction 2 for owl quills. Yeah, I have 62 of these. I should really have every researcher have an owl quill. I should have gotten that first and then worried about the stuff I've been doing, which is incidentally Evocation 2, Alteration 3, so I can have Lightning Bolt and I can have Mist Form, which there's no real urgency for either of those, see, whereas for the Owl Quills there is a bit of urgency. So I'm going to try, I can't quite, let's see, I guess I could go up to all the way to 75, but the turn's already been sent, I can't. Oops. Oh well, but it's fine. I'll get construction 4 next turn. Construction 2. Then I might go on to construction 4. So basically, not much going on this turn. I'm thinking Ulm is my target, but I'm not yet sure. I'm getting pretty good at site searching. Um, Actually, also, you may have noticed I've gotten a new microphone. My mic broke, so that's the reason for the sound mess up in the previous episode. Yeah, I was kind of hoping I would get all those kinks ironed out by the time I went for my first multiplayer LP, but it didn't happen. There's still some kinks. But yeah, here, let's take a look at the graphs. Alright, so provinces. Four of us are all pretty much tied around here. And then there's two stragglers. Forts. Only half of us have forts. I'm one of that half. And I got my fort out 2 turns before the first, 2 turns after the first fort came out. Income, 3 of us, the 3 who have enough provinces, minus Micklin, who's down here with the stragglers, but that's because Micklin's torching his scales probably to get a huge bless. He's also probably got a blood slave economy to make up for it. Here we have gems. I'm doing very well for gems. In fact, I'm glad that I think this is a bit of super lucky. He probably discovered a 3-gem site and a 2-gem site or something. This is, I believe, 5 gems he found on 1 turn. He might have even found a 5-gem site, or he might have hit Gnome Lore 8 times when that research came out or whatever. But yeah, if it weren't for that, I would be rocking ahead in gems, but I'm actually in a pretty good position, but not too good. The problem with having a lot of gems, like for example Ulm, is that then you become a juicy target because when people conquer you, they take all your gems. So if you have a lot of gems below research, for example, you're not going to have much use for that power. They're going to take it off your hands. My research is middling. It's actually kind of lousy. These are, I believe, the 4. Oh no, look at this. Micklin is terrible. But these are the 4 who aren't stragglers. So I'm not that great at all. And if I'd had the Owl Quills, that would be much better. Dominion army size don't matter, but just for fun. Dominion, I wonder what this is. Maybe, I don't know, that's funny. But yeah, I'm fine. Army size shifts do kind of matter. Like, look at this. Whatever this is. He could be gearing up for war. There's a good chance he's gearing his blood economy up, and those are some chaff to patrol for him. But yeah, there you go. I'll see y'all in a minute. Hey again. So another turn of peace and turtling, I'm afraid. My god has just come out, and I'm actually going to take the opportunity to tell you a few ways I would have changed this god, knowing a bit more about the nation now. Basically, last turn I decided that construction is important research that I should have gotten done earlier. Which means I'm actually probably going to go all the way up to construction 4, because that'll mean my Eagle Kings can thug for the first war. It's a bit more important to me than flaming arrows. I already have the wind guide on my main army, so if I'm marching on Ulm, my main army's going to just walk towards his capital. My eagles are going to grab all these other little things. So I'll get them geared up. But yeah, since I'm doing that, that means that her wings are less valuable. So what I would do is cut out the air and the wings and go for that other chassis I showed you at the beginning, which has water and earth. Add the astral still. And in exchange for that, I would change up my scales a little bit. Hopefully I would get a point or 2 extra scales. I would push magic to 3, because if you look at my upkeep versus my income, researching with these level 3 mages is an expensive proposition because they have high upkeep because they're not holy. So I would actually switch it up. I would recruit these little guys. I'm actually going to recruit one this turn, mainly to forge owl quills for me. But I would have grabbed 3 or 4 of them at the beginning, then maybe switched over to the level 3s. And keep the productivity for my expansion, but cut down the death a bit, maybe go Turmoil 1, Luck 3, instead of Order 1, Luck 3. Sounds like a more balanced build. But yeah, this turn, keep site searching with them. Hopefully I'll find a bit. I know I looked at the graphs last turn, but something interesting is popping up on the graphs over here. In particular this. Look at this. Alm just had a second huge boost of gems. So that makes Alm look really yummy. Hopefully if I conquer him I can land on some of these sweet earth gem loot. Yeah, my army is going to dick around patrolling, but it will be ready to strike at a moment's notice, hopefully. Maybe next turn I'll move them into range or whatever. This guy's gonna dick around. He's gonna patrol. He has a wound, but it's just a crippled. Oh yeah, he's had that crippled the whole time, excuse me. Yeah. So scouts, I have 2 types of scouts. I have regular ones, and I have flying ones. I'm done producing flying scouts for probably the game now. I mean, maybe late game I could pop out a bunch more whenever these ones die, but for now, no need. This comes online next turn. I'm not gonna bother moving this guy over there yet. He's gonna produce a couple generals for me. I'm still not super duper rich money-wise, which is a bit of a shame because I would love... When I played the turn earlier, I didn't do this, but now I might. This place can produce indie priests, so it's a good place to have a temple. It's far from my homeland. It's not under my dominion yet. So I'll grab a temple there, and then I won't need to do any more temple building with my profit because I'll have indie priests. So actually, this guy will patrol a bit differently. Okay. God, site search at once. I'm going to be always behind Alm at this stage, so I'm not going to be a juicy target with my site searching, so I might as well hit it pretty hard. I have 4 site searches out at the moment. These 2, this guy, and my god. And they're running out of space, but when they're done, I think I'll send a Death 2 out to start site searching. Might even site search with my Nature 2 here. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, not much else this turn. Just dicking around with scouts. Research. Yeah, full-on construction, folks. Alright. My unrest is surprisingly high across the board. I guess it's... No, I have order scales. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, so that should be it this turn. I will see you guys in a wee minute. I think I lost 2 turns as well, so I apologize for that. Nothing major happened. It's still the early game. It's a bit boring until the first war, I'm afraid, but the first war should come pretty soon. Let's give it 3 or 4 turns until I'm at war. So that's it. See you guys around. Hey folks, not much this turn. I'm still site searching. I'm moving my army into a position that it can jump pretty much anywhere. I might move it all the way to the capital, actually. But yeah, my money is really turning out to be very low. So that's a bit of a problem. Another thing this turn is... Where is it? Here we go. I think, I know. Yeah. Looks like there's a war started. Baratos has gotten the jump on Maverny, and judging by their relative strengths, I think it's going to be a bit of a one-sided conflict. But that leaves Micklin and Ulm as my rivals who aren't at war yet. I could go after Baratos, but I don't really think I will. Like I said, does have that really sweet gem income that I'm eyeing up. So, yeah, I think it'll be a few turns before war just because real life stuff is going to kick in and I want to have my war start after Thanksgiving. So it's not technically a very strategic reason. I do need a war soon though because of this money situation. I think next turn I'll actually play it in front of you because I'm not really showing you very much. It's a while since I actually played this. And I want to show you just how tight the money is. So see you in a minute. Oop, excuse me. Alright, I'll change it up a bit here. I've had a look at the turn, but I will play it in front of you. Nope. Yeah, there we go. I was like, the gold's not too bad this turn. Gold event. Righty-ho. Yeah, it turns out actually when you have luck and order scales, you get more gold events. What do you know? Alright, so the site searching has turned up a bunch of wonders. 2 water gems and a death gem, basically. Which now means I have a ridiculous number of water gems. A bit of death is very nice. Still no pearls, sadly. And the water gems are going to be gushing in a bit more than I'd like. But that's fine, can't complain about gems. Just finishing up the site searching here. These Eagle Kings are almost done. Now that I have the gold for it, I will do... Yeah, that's funny because I said I would play the turn out to show you how little gold I had, and then I got the gold event. So, yeah. Oh, but it's actually perfect timing on that gold event as well because... Kablamo. We want the Spire Horn. No, Amazons. Okay. Starting to build up a bit of a front line. Never hurt anyone. Just gotta grab up the Amazons. He'll be my general for my wingless. So yeah, a bit boring. This stage of the game is never the most exciting, but once the first war starts, it picks up. She'll keep site searching. Yeah, my microphone cut off just there. Sorry about that. But I figured I'd show you one more thing about this turn. Basically, last turn, this happened. Baratos attacked Maverni, and this turn it looks like Formoria has taken the opportunity and jumped Baratos. So that looks like it's a big mess. The 2 smallest powers versus one of the big 4, and they're probably going to be a big morass of third world mess for a good long time. So that kind of takes Baratos out of the running, which is, so it's either Micklin or Ulm, and you know, Micklin has torch scales and doesn't site search, so yeah, my only fear now is that maybe me and Micklin will both go after Ulm, which will mean that I won't get as much spoils as if I do it myself. It's a bit of a shame, but there you go. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out, and I will see you guys next turn. Okay, so I lucked into another gold event this turn. I know I was saying that that luck and order on in the same build is kind of a waste, but I'm getting a lot of gold events. I'm kind of rethinking. Maybe it's a really good idea, guys. But yes, this is my second 300. I'll keep tabs a wee bit. So basically, I'm finishing up my site searching, my heavy site searching. This is the last time I will need an eagle to search a province. I'm going to keep it going with my god, and I'm going to keep it going with little mages. This little guy and this little guy are going to keep. And then if I find any, if I get any other death mages, they'll join in as well. And I will fill my empire with those. I will keep searching with the god. I was saying until I get an income of 3 pearls, but my pearl income is still 0, so I might only get 1 or 2 pearls, but I would love to have those 3 pearls. I move my main army here. Basically, no, excuse me. Yeah, is saying he has a different strategy than me and him fighting, but I'm moving it here. Let's look at the diplomacy for a minute. Yeah, so Miklin and Baratos are each of them going after one of the weaklings, and that looks like one-sided fight. But if you look at it, me and Alm sitting here doing nothing. So, we could fight, or what Alm is saying is that each of us should go after one of them. The problem with that is that my main army here is map move 1. So I can go after Alm or Miklin, basically. But Miklin has heat scales. My army is ice-clads. So I don't really want to fight Miklin at this stage in the game until I really get a big pile of Amazons going, which early game I will not have. So yeah, it would be good if I could go after Baratos, but that's a long walk for my army. So I think I'm going to go after Elm. He does have the ludicrous gem income, which might be nice. My gem income is number 2. I would have a huge gem income, which means I would need the research to keep up with it, to use them all. I do have this, and they are all being used this turn. I don't need to show you that. I've already played the turn and sent it in. But yeah. Oh yeah, I got the gold. I had a gold event, so I used it to grab my roads. Roads in these 2 provinces would be a big help for my non-flying troops, which the Amazons are. I also grabbed a 3rd temple. 2 more temples, and then that'll be the end of me ever building temples this game. Possibly late game I'll build another, if I lose one or whatever, or to have a backup. And that leaves me just enough gold for one of them, 2 of them. My mages are cheap. I don't really need a huge income, but I need more than I have. Just a 300 gold event like that, and boom, I have plenty. Yeah, as I get a bigger empire, at the moment my resources are being wasted. My productivity 3 is not useful. During expansion it was, and then when I get a bigger empire, I'll be able to produce more Amazons until those resources fill up. So it will probably become useful again, but right now I'm just wasting resources. I think I'll play the next turn, and see you guys in a minute. Hey, quite an interesting turn this time, folks. So you know how Alm messaged me and he was like, let's not fight, let's fight the other guys. And I'm like, nah, I think I'll fight Alm. So I moved an army down to the border. Well, it turns out that that peace offering was a feint, and he actually attacked me this turn. But he attacked me on the exact square I just moved army to, so I beat him. So let's have a look at that battle. First of all, here is the upshot of the battle. I lose that much. He loses a wad of troops. So now that we already know how the battle goes, we can watch it. So yeah, I was not prepared for battle. I was just sending them because their map move 1. I was sending them to the border so that next turn they could fight. So they aren't even in formation if you look at it. And a bit of an error. These stupid holy flyers attack turn 1 and get completely slaughtered. So that's a shame. I lose them. I'm probably never going to recruit anymore. But I did win the battle, so I can't really complain. And yeah, look at how he's got me pretty outnumbered. I mean, mine are cap only holies. So it kind of I guess it makes sense that I beat him, but I could easily see losing against such a host. And I do have a good number. I mean, you have to remember, Ulm's frontline infantry are kind of the best in the age. So, or at least the best damage dealers in the age. They're not necessarily the best line holders, but I pretty much chop them up. We're in the cold. My ice-clad's protection is 17, so that's really good. You don't see much protection 17 in the early age. So let's have a wee look here. his turn, he kills 0 ice clads. My turn, I kill 1, 2, 3, 4. And it basically goes like that, back and forth. He generally kills 1 or 2 of me in a turn, kill 3 or 4 of him, and eventually he breaks, runs, and I kind of... Let's look at map movement, because I think I must slaughter him while he's running. 11, 9. He should be able to get away, but I kill a lot of him, so... The upshot is... basically a quarter of his army slaughtered. Lots of valuable top-tier infantry gone. And I lose 21 temple guards, which is 3.5 turns recruitment out of the capital, which is definitely a shame, but I will take it because I slaughtered a huge army of his, and now I'm very much on the offensive. So I'm going to press my victory. Boom. And this time he's getting mage support. Now I didn't actually attack with guys who are carrying owl quills, but I've already sent in the turn, it's processed, so I'm not going to really bother fiddling with removing owl quills. So that's my main attack. I also, because he has these armies here who can attack me there still, I send a secondary army to guard my rear, and that is some archers with a wind guide. And hopefully archers with wind guide can slaughter them. Now, last turn I should have mentioned this, but I kind of forgot. I'm also employing another strategy at this stage. What I'm doing is I'm starting to thug my Eagle Kings. So I'm going to give each Eagle King 4 or 5 magic items. A Frostbrand, a Chainmail of Displacement, and then a helm and a shield. This one kind of gets the best helm and shield possible. I think I'm also going to start giving them Reinvig, because I think I've been foolish not giving this guy enough Reinvig. But what I've done is I've sent him here. He should be able to slaughter 20 Shield Maidens if they don't attack. If they do attack, he should be able to slaughter the province defense. So let's take a look at his scripting, because scripting's important. Where is that? There. So I give him a blessing. The blessing is mainly for Reinvig. I have Reinvig 2 on my blessing, but the magic resistance and the defense can't hurt. So blessing, mist form, very important. Quicken self. I don't bother with liquid body. And then stone skin. I go for stone skin instead of iron skin because I think it's better to have cold weakness than shock weakness, and the increase in defense is protection isn't a big deal. And then I give temper flesh. The problem with this, if I had to do it again, I probably would drop the temper flesh because that is quite a lot of fatigue to rack up in the self-buff stage of the fight. But yeah, my next one I'm definitely giving him some Reinvig items, so we'll look at that next turn. But that's what this guy does. This other Eagle King over here, he wind guides up the archers, and then these guys stand in a line with 3 lightning bolts and a smite behind them, so that's a pretty solid early game army. I mean, my battle magic isn't bringing a lot to the table, but it never does at this stage. That being said, the other thing I'm doing this turn... Oh yeah, last turn I also forgot to mention research. I finished up Enchantment 4, which gives me fire arrows. Now, fire arrows, I'm not bringing them to the table yet. Basically, the thing about fire arrows is no one expects Caelum to be able to drop fire arrows, especially not this early in the game. So, they will be an ace up my sleeve. I've grabbed Conjuration too, because I need Storm Power, because my next move is going up to grab Storm, and then I can have Storm, Thunder Strike. Should be good, but that's going to take a while to get up to Evo 5. So I'm just going to leave that for a few turns. It says 56, but I actually get it significantly higher because I have all these... Where is it? I have all these owl quills that I'm not using, and I optimize with the owl quills, but I'm not going to show you that. The Eagle Kings are done site searching. Everywhere in my empire has air search to level 3 or 4. The king is going to keep, the god is going to keep site searching for a while, as are these level 3s. This guy, I have a new one, another death 2, so I should get all my death, Alright, it's the next turn, and things seem to be going pretty well for the Caelians. First of all, I got another gold event. It's my third this game. And it does not appear that the Ulmish have been able to get another force on the table. If you remember last turn, I took out like 130, 140 of his troops. And this turn, I'm just fighting whatever's lying around. So let's look at the Eagle King. Now, as I mentioned, there's a bit of a problem with reinvigoration on this guy. I was kind of foolish. So if you look at it, he got one of these lovely Fravashi guys. So that's okay. But yeah. The problem is, when he's done all of his stuff, Quicken Self. Alright, with Mist Form and Quicken Self, he has 38 fatigue. That's reasonable. But then he goes for Stone Skin and Temper Flesh. Stone Skin. 55 fatigue. That's not as good. And Temper Flesh. 80 fatigue. Right there. So yeah, like I said, I think how I'm going to actually do it is I'm going to cut out the earth boosting completely. Just go for Mist Form and Quicken Self. But now he engages in battle. And the Vine Shield is really helping. This is going to be my only Eagle King this war that has a Vine Shield, though. So yeah. Yeah, he basically slaughters these guys. He falls asleep. It might be that the Vine Shield saves him. He might have been able to win anyhow, but yeah, right now, 96 fatigue. After a couple more whacks with the... There you go. Boom, boom. 104 fatigue, so next turn he is sleeping. So yeah, I change it up. This turn I'm not going to play it in front of you, I'm just going to... So I change it up. I just Blessing, Misform, Quicken Self Attack. I mean, it makes him a bit less defensible because of the no earth buffs, but the fatigue bonus is super worth it. So there you go. My archers didn't fight last turn. They're going to go and try and take this little fortress there. My main army is going to slog over, try and take his capital. That's his capital right there. I'm basically beelining for the capital with my main army. I get another Eagle King out. This time I forgot to give him armor, but he should be fine. He does have that Reinvig 3. That'll make a big difference. He's just going to go and take out an empty square. That's what the Eagle Kings are there for. Fly around the edge of the army, cleaning up the mess. So I think how I'm going to do it is... These guys will hopefully take that, but they're not going to stay there. Next turn I'm going to drop the archers and the main army on the capital, and I think I'm going to bring out flaming arrows for that fight. So that's pretty good. Oh, another big deal. Look what this is. An Astral Pearl income means that Alm has been site-searching Astral Pearls, which is one of the real reasons why I wouldn't, like, one of the downsides of attacking Alm. I'm like, well, I won't get any pearls out of it, but this silly Almish guy seems to have been site-searching Astrals, so maybe it'll be really good for me. So yeah, this turn I'm in a stellar mood. My site-searching's still going, but as you see, I didn't collect anything this turn. That's fine. I'm doing well enough for sites. I don't need a new site every turn. I'm down to forging only 2 quills now, because I'm starting to fill up. That's also fine. Yeah. So pretty... Basically, it looks like I might be able to just steamroll him this war. That, I assume that initial army he was kind of banking on, and it just got slaughtered. So, yeah, next turn I'll be able to see his entire empire. I'll be able to more or less tell if I have other foes coming my way. But yeah, it should be pretty good. I think this is the last turn for this episode. See you all next episode. Yeah, research. I think it's 2 turns till level 5, which is mighty good. So yeah, see you guys.